What's up, everybody? All right. So, I'm sure some of you guys are all curious. I myself am also curious because it took me a while to sift through this stuff. Not that it's too crazy and of a timeline to understand, because everything has been collectively gathered here very nicely for us. Let me just collect my gems here. But yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to be here just playing a game and then telling you guys all this stuff. I'm going to show you guys exactly the post in question. It's in English, it's on Reddit. You guys can go and dig through it yourself. The whole point here is to bring exposure, not to point fingers. Remember, I need to like print this stuff on a t-shirt somewhere. If you guys been following my content for any amount of time, you guys know that I am much more interested in starting a conversation than I am in, starting a revolution. My goal here is never to put blame on anybody or to go out of my way to harass a community. And I sure as hell hope that you guys have not gone out and done so at your own leisure to harass people. But I'm pretty confident that people here are mature enough to understand that it's okay for us to sit here and talk and mingle among ourselves. We can point all the fingers within our discussion. It's kind of like gossiping, but it's not okay to go out of our way with the numbers that we have or whatever to go and target people for our beliefs, whether they are right or wrong. I think there are proper channels to do that. And don't worry, if we ever do need to mobilize and use our community for the greater good, I will be spearheading those. But just letting you guys know today that today we're going to be looking at content creators from CN, and their names are going to be revealed to you. However, that does not mean that go and join the fight over there. Right now, I think I waited long enough to the point where I think the fighting has subsided quite a bit. People have taken their stances, and for the most part, the main bulk of conflict is over. Okay, so it's just pretty much to recap what happened. And boy, oh boy, this is some typical Genshin stuff. All right, in very typical Genshin fashion, this is pretty much what happened, and I'll leave a link in the comments when I'm done. Okay. Here, let's go like this. I think this is the chat can take up their chat can do it's kind of awkward having chat overlaying other messages, because this way you guys can't really I can't really see you. Well, it's okay. All right, so what basically happened is that, as you guys see, I'm very careful now with how I title my streams. Instead of using the forbidden word, I use another word. you kind of got to get around this whole situation, and I know I kind of got caught up in the crossfire. There's some huge things going on, and by the end of this, I think a lot of you guys would also agree with what I have to say here, right? I've never seen Reddit in light mode. God damn it! Am I that big of a boomer? How do you go dark mode, bro? I swear. I swear, I did not know this was a thing. Moonlight says, "Hello Rose and hello chat, nice to be here. I guess I have free time because I resigned from my work. Good luck." Well, Moonlight, I thought your job was just to moderate for me. Anyways, hope everything's doing fine, Moonlight, and hope you get back on your feet really quick. But yeah, we're going to be talking about a little bit of CN drama, and there's some other things that we need to talk about as well. So we'll just let's do it one thing at a time. Moonlight says, I mean real-time job. Whoa. You saying this stuff we doing here is not your real-time job? You're telling me you're not committing yourself 110% to me, myself, and I 24 hours a day? No, nay, 45 hours a day. 8 days a week? Okay. Enough with the memeing, all right? As some of you guys probably already started tuning me out and started reading all this stuff. I just want to kind of go over and summarize it for you. I've read it a couple times and whatnot. Don't worry, all these links, I'm not going to go in detail to like show you everything, because I think it's best if you guys want to see it, you guys can go through yourself. I just want to cover what happened, and I want to talk about it because that's what's most interesting to me, talking about the situations. But I first just need to let you guys understand what happened. Okay, so as you guys can see here, on July 10th, ability creator by the name of this, who plays and wails in a bunch of god games, right? They made a video and they called out all creators who are putting up images of leak. Can I say that in the stream? Of spilled Genshin characters as thumbnails on their videos, and asking them to stop making thumbnails that way to spoil and to, you know, ruin people's experience where people want a fresh experience when all they do is simply browse the site. Now, I think that's a valid claim to have. Okay, I know a lot of people wouldn't agree with this, especially people in chat and people in the West who believes in no censorship. I think people in the West really fight for the fact that we should be able to post whatever the hell we want because that's our freedom. If it's available to us, we should be free to share it. There shouldn't be any censorship, which is true. Like I understand where you guys are coming from. However, with specifically Genshin Impact and their leaks, it's been said by Hoyoverse many times in the past, whether or not it's true or not. I think if you don't respect the company's wishes, you should at least respect your fellow communities, right? And a lot of people accuse me of this as well as a content creator, saying, oh, you on purposely make clickbaity thumbnails just to get views. And in a way, yeah, I think clickbaiting, using for example, writing things in the title that aren't 100% necessarily true, but you just want to kind of get people to click the video, I get that. And having these kind of spilled content spilled leaked characters in your thumbnail is like right now the best way to get clicks, right? And I can't really blame people, content creators or just random people who want to chase some clout to include them. But you really have to think about the people who don't want anything to do with this. And in a sense, that's what this content creator right here was going for. He or she was trying to highlight the importance of respecting your fellow community members. And as you guys know, when merits are concerned, when there's profit to be gained, human decency just goes right out the window. Like, who gives a shit about XYZ? Like, I need my views, baby. I need my clicks. I need my clout. They're not gonna die from, you know, looking at my leaked video thumbnail. So I'm going to continue doing what I want to do. So, as you guys may know, when somebody of any relevance starts doing something or says something, let's say if Twanto right now, let's just imagine, let's put this to scale for us. I'm sure everybody in chat knows who Twanto is. Whether you watch him or don't watch him, you at the very least know who Twanto is. Imagine if a big creator like Twanto came out and made a video and said, like, this has to stop. Stop sharing leaks. Stop XYZ, like, promoting this stuff, and stop harassing, or whatever. Let's just keep it simple and stop sharing leaks, period. And then he tells his community, anybody who shares leaks, I want you to mass report their videos. I want you to get their videos removed from YouTube. We are starting a movement ourselves, and if anybody sees a leaked video, notify the others. We're going to make a Discord channel. We're going to organize, attack all these leaked channels, and we're going to spam, strike, harass, whatever the hell. Do you guys think Twanto's community can do enough damage? That's my question to you. Do you think Twanto's community can go out of their way and wield this power responsibly and, you know, take things down and really do some damage in the community? Like, this is the thing. When a creator of any size starts mobilizing their community or says something and their community takes it and runs with it, that's when things can get scary. And I think towards the end of this, you guys will see this is not only a content creators community being mobilized, but also opportunists who are utilizing a movement. Like, they are opportunists who took advantage of a situation to do harm. And that is very scary. You know, and then just seconds like that, it's not. I mean, Twanto just said drip on Dory because it's a drip marketing and it's not like compliment Dory outfit. Yeah, Twanto is like under attack for a whole different reason. If you guys want, we can touch on that later. But right now, I'm just trying to make a point. Is let's say Tectone, Mtash, Twanto, Enviosity, Ziox, Asian Guy, Braxophone, like all these Sevi plays, all these people just mobilize their community to do something. Like, they have enough people following them to do actual damage to the space, right? So we content creators, you shouldn't take lightly of what we say and how we say it and how we encourage our community to behave. So moving on to the next one. So literally a day later, so remember, this was posted on July 10th. On July 11th, a CN artist going by this name posted a fan art of well. So arguments happened between multiple parties. Most of the comments are in support of the artist. Of course they are, while a portion of the people are voicing their discontent with the artist posting leaked fan art publicly, some in a harsher way. Person went and said, if you're fine with posting leaked stuff, you'd be fine if people posted your fan box stuff, right? Again, if you don't understand Chinese, use to verify. The post was deleted by the artist. Sometime later, there's a video archive of comment sections that posted this. So again, you guys can go because it's all in CN. Basically, I think what they're saying is right. Like, if leakers are okay leaking content from Hoyoverse, then they're okay with having like their address, their names, their whatever the hell leaked. Is that okay to them? Do they feel comfortable with that when this stuff is supposed to remain private, right? Whatever. So it's quite, now this is where we're getting into grounds where people in the comments, I can imagine, will start dividing as well. It's like, yeah, of course, like, if you're okay leaking their stuff, intellectual property, you should have your intellectual property leaked as well. Remember, people, I think for the most part, people want to support the underdogs. If you're watching this right now, you probably have a burning passion to support the artists. If you're watching, if you're a member from the West, because you want to support individuals who are the underdog. So in this case, the artist would be the underdog against the mass community, mass wave of hate, or Hoyoverse's injustice when it comes to taking down people's content. Now, of course, in this particular scenario, yes, Hoyoverse has all the rights to take it down. But what I'm saying is that recently, with content creators getting their videos striked unfairly, there's a lot of people who have shown their support, saying, oh, you know, it's not fair and you should fight for it, and we support you no matter what your decision is. But the argument right now is if you're okay benefiting from leaked intellectual assets, then are you okay yourself to getting doxxed and having all your stuff leaked as well? Because that's essentially what you're doing to this company, and you as an individual should know better. And if you had a taste of your own medicine, maybe you'll learn. And that's when the artist deleted the stuff, right? Like, the post was deleted by artists on the this video. So here's when things really started, right? One content creator says, stop posting leaked stuff to respect fellow community members who want a fresh experience. And then the day after, this artist posts a fan art of a leaked character, and boom, right? I think it's gotten to the point where really people have ran out of things to do. I've said this in the past, and don't worry, this is going to happen again. When we get to patch 3.7, 3.8, like, things are going to come to a boiling point again. It's all going to happen in circles. Like, don't worry, people. Like, I 100% guarantee you, this is just without fail, like clockwork, year by year, it's going to happen. People have waited long enough, and it's just reached the point that people can't wait any longer. People just out here, they taste blood and they want a fight. Like, they're going out of their way to look for problems right now, right? So I want to respond to chat a little bit because I think I'm a little detached. So let's keep up here. Tech the Bar says it's Hoyoverse's job to go after leaks if they want, not content creators. Well, you see, this is when like they take themselves as vigilantes, right? Oh, Hoyoverse doesn't want leaks. I will go out of my way to make sure that all these people benefiting, sharing, and talking about leaks are like receive injustice or like receive justice as it should be served. And when you let personal individuals wield power such as mobilizing thousands, tens of thousands, and in some cases hundreds of thousands of people upon others, hey, I don't think I need to point out the kind of damage. Let's not talk about 100,000 people. Let's just talk about 100 very skilled individuals. You take 100 extremely skilled individuals, like just watch how much damage they can do. Like people have caused more damage with less. There has been cases in the world where one person has caused like billions of damage to corporations who have very secure networks. You think content creators who can easily influence tens of thousands of people can't do damage? Now that's, that's cap. Kisa Polar says Doxxed can put someone in actual physical danger. Leaks ain't putting Hoyoverse in that kind of danger. And that's where, Kisa, you are onto something here, because right now the argument in both communities should be that is it going too far to punish people by leaking their personal information for the world to see? Because, like Kisa is saying, this puts the person at actual harm. Like somebody can show up in their home. If you're in America, they can show up with an assault rifle or something. If you're in China, they can show up with knives. This is very crazy stuff. This is like, you guys have to understand that when it comes to privacy, a lot of people live two lives. I don't think I need to be the person to kind of label this for you guys. I guess for myself, me in real life and me on the internet, I'm not too different. The way I talk, the way I handle myself, the conversations I like to embark on with friends and with you guys, which I guess I would like to call viewers, fans, or whatever you guys identify as, it's mostly the same. But there are people who truly are a different person online and in reality. And there's a lot of people in China, especially, the things they do online do not reflect the people they are in real life. And for the most part, they just want a piece of that internet clout. If everybody understand that, like, I never blame somebody for being tempted by fame, wealth, and whatnot, because this is basically what people grow up around. You see famous people from a very young age when you're like 7 or 8, and you see these famous people, and then you're on the internet all the time. I don't blame people as long as you're not harming others. I think it's okay for you to kind of be an opportunist. In this case, this artist posting a fan art of leaked Genshin character, I think there shouldn't be repercussions to something like this because there's so many people doing it. It's not like Hoyoverse is mobilizing a SWAT team busting down people's doors or anything. If you are able to assume the risks of posting this stuff, you shouldn't be penalized for it unless Hoyoverse does it themselves. And I think that's where Kisa and Techie the Virus, you guys are right in this. So I don't think it's ever a good idea for everyday citizens to be able to wield power such as leaking people's personal information to the internet, because there are trained individuals who will deliver punishment. That's why there's a courtroom. That's why there's a law. There's lawyers who deals with this stuff. When you let everyday individuals become the judge, jury, and executioner, there are going to be cases where it's just way over the top, and in this situation, it's way over the top. right? VXV Fiction saying, gotta be real both online and on stream. If all you want to get is clout, then you're doing it wrong. Thanks for inspiring the new content creators. That is me. So okay. For example, everybody here knows Tyler 1. How many people here don't know Tyler 1? Do you guys know who Tyler 1 is? Like, let's be honest here. Do you guys think Tyler 1 is like the same person in real life than he is on stream? Okay. Tyler 1. Clips. So this dude here is Tyler 1, all right? For people who don't know, because I need to help people understand it, and this is important because Tectone also gets a lot of crap for this. And I know you guys are mature enough to understand something like this, but look at this guy, okay? Where my mouse, this guy is Tyler 1. Look at how he behaves, the way he talks, how he handles himself as a streamer. And tell me if you honestly believe this dude acts like this in real life, or it's for entertainment.
For last year's TwitchCon when we saw the Yasuo Tyler 1 match. But I mean, otherwise, it's pretty straightforward, pretty standard in terms of no surprises that are going to be popping out.
Okay, cool. I mean, we saw the they released though about like the changes that are coming.
You have an illness, man. You're fucked in the head.
System of the...
So I'm just saying, people. You know, I'll turn. Wait. Oh! So, people, understand that the vast majority of content creators, if you're a streamer or a YouTuber, plays a persona. You have to be able to discern that when they're online, when they're live, their job is to entertain you, the viewers. If you watch them, their job is to entertain you. Whether it's being goofy, being over the top, being bold, being outspoken, or whatever. And sometimes people, the slimy ones, slide a little bit of their personal, like for example, political whatever in there, just to test the waters a little bit. But for the most part, it's just a front. There is a difference between Tectone and there's a difference between John. John is his real name. I'm not leaking his real name. He actually goes out of his way to constantly tell people that his real name is John. There's a difference between the person John and Tectone. And I know a lot of you guys know this. Hey, surprise, surprise. Tectone and John are two different people. When Tectone is talking, being crazy, being loud, obnoxious, or whatever, and you really don't enjoy what he has to say about something, that doesn't mean you go and harass John. Take it to Tectone. All right? Take it to Tectone and keep it as Tectone. So, that's what I want people to understand. I don't think people should be taking this so damn seriously. And if and a lot of people will be like, oh, but if we don't do something, they get away with it. Well, that just means Hoyoverse don't care that much. Techie the Virus, Tectone has more yes men than any other streamer. Yes, Tectone cultivated that community in a way to I don't want to get into like psychological stuff because Tectone really had nothing when he started content creation. So for the longest time, you guys can see it. He's very scared of losing his community because he started from nothing. He really cherishes what he has now when he has a lot, and he constantly tries his best to give back to his community to make sure that they're all doing fine. And I think when you come from a place where Tectone has came from, then you really like but in my opinion, he goes a little too hard on keeping everybody nice, and like he's like, oh, I don't care what they do or what they say, they're my community, they're my family, you guys, when sometimes it's okay to criticize your community, it's okay to criticize your family members even, because some of the things they do is just not right. And I think as the big guy in the in the community here, like the head dog, you gotta be able to kind of rein them back in when things go out of hand, but that's a conversation for another day. So right here, on the same day, this artist who created the leaked Genshin fan art posted a status saying, I think I'll stop posting anything Genshin related here. I'm guilty. Comment section was locked by the artist after close to 200 comments. No found proof of what was in the comment section. So, like, you can see it's very scary when people start threatening your personal information. And as we continue going into July 12th, the artist posts a status saying apologizing for posting fan art of a leaked Genshin character. So it's gotten to the point where they have to like make a public statement. This is a problem, people. This is a problem when you get so scared as an individual. And I know it's better in the West because we don't link our personal information when we register for accounts. Just letting you guys know, in China, you have to register your personal phone number just to sign up for these accounts. So understand the implications, people. If your account gets leaked, that means your phone number gets leaked. That possibly means your address gets leaked. In some cases, your passport gets leaked. Right? All right? So it's scary stuff when people imagine if somebody DM'd you your own frickin' passport, your phone number, your address. Is that enough to get you to stop and think about what you're about to do next? I'm just saying. That's enough to make anyone feel a little nervous, because it just takes one unhinged motherfucker to show up at your doorstep one day, and that could be the end of your life. And there are people who will do that kind of stuff for less. Oh, who is that? Who is that? Ooh, Chopper. Ooh, don't bite me. Don't bite me. Ow, 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 oh, Chopper. Oh, Chopper, no, oh, shit. Oh, come here, Jabba. Come here, Jabba. Speaking of unhinged individuals. All right, chat. Has Jabba gotten bigger? Has she gotten bigger? I think so too, chat. Very good observation. I think Jabba has gotten bigger. Oh boy. She is growing so fast. Look at this. Look at this big doggo. Oh, she's so heavy now. Now you guys know she's fed very well. She's very happy. She just went outside for a nice little fun time. Jabba, right? Oh, okay. Look at that cute smile. All right, Jabba, you're free to go. Yeah, she's growing really fast. She's growing scarily fast. Yeah. Jabba Fett, the Star Wars Hunter Golden Retriever dog. Damn right. This dog is crazy. I'm telling you guys, she's absolutely crazy. She's a huge foodie, and because we have cats, she's learning mannerisms from cats as a dog who will eventually be 55 to 60 pounds. I'm actually a little scared. Hold up a second. If my 55-pound golden retriever dog have behaviors that resemble a cat, I'm gonna be in some problems. I'm just saying. She likes to jump on people, for starters. which I think it's cute now when she's still small, but when she's a 50 or 60 pound dog, when she's 60 pounds, that can get really scary really fast. But yeah, we'll see. She's tired now. Anyways, what were we talking about? Yes, we were talking about how scary it is for these CN content creators to have their stuff leaked. For me, if my stuff gets leaked, listen, my email gets leaked. I think that's it. My email gets leaked. And this email is only for YouTube anyway. So, and I'm sure like really advanced people will be able to find my, I guess, my name, right? Like they can find my name. Maybe they can find my birth date. And I think that's pretty much it. So, yeah, it's scary stuff, and I don't blame this artist, and I honestly do feel bad, right? You guys can see it went in one day. They went from posting a lead Genshin character, and this is the artist, a fan art, right? This is an artist. They just do art. They, like, you guys understand. Artists need exposure. Like, what are you gonna do as an artist? You make fan art to get exposure, so people follow you, so they like, and then they share your content, so you get more exposure. That's all they were doing. They were wanting to use an opportunity, and it's not like they put in no effort. It's a fan art. It's not like they took the art of the original character and then just posted it. No, they took time, drew the character in their style, and then shared it. And yes, I know it's based off of leaked information, leaked characters that shouldn't be, posted, but it's still, they put in effort, right? They put in effort, and all they wanted, think about this. This person's name is Yu She, but let's just go with Quetzali. All right. Do you think when Quetzali was posting this leaked Genshin character fan art, they were thinking like, damn, this is gonna hurt HoYoverse real freaking bad. They're gonna lose so much money from this. I'm doing so much damage by posting a fan art of this leaked character that's not. Or were they thinking, I hope people through this follows me, gets me a little more traffic, and I have a couple more supporters this month. Maybe some of them buys like a t-shirt or two, or buys one of my prints, and I make a couple extra bucks this way. Right? So, come on. And I think a lot of people who want to spin it in a way where like, oh, you are hurting HoYoverse, or you are profiting when you shouldn't be. I think it's just way too much. I think this is up to HoYoverse whether they want to penalize these people, and HoYoverse is using automated systems to go after people, but yeah, that's very questionable. So after that, so they so yeah, on July 12th, both the artist and the original person who posted the thing saying don't share leaks, they were both doxxed and receive a barrage of spam messages on their private phone number. Right, this was done via putting the target's phone number into various sites, mobile number login, and requesting a confirmation code. And if you know how many people are in China, you would know how scary this could get really fast. We're talking like potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands of messages on your phone in like a day. So, and yes, the artists, in the end, their fanbox content have been posted in public. The person was not able to confirm whether this was before or after the doxing happened. So yeah, this person's information was eventually leaked. Kind of messed up, if you ask me. All right, kind of messed up. So, which urged this fan artist to delete all of her posts on Bilibili. Again, this cannot be confirmed to have happened before or after, but it definitely having your fan box lead at this point is enough to make people really second guess what the hell they're doing. Is the extra money, the extra clout worth the harassment? So on July 13th, Asylum, a friend of Quetzali, contacted this other person called Meowball, or the person who made the video archive of Quetzali's comment section, to remove the video, claiming that it'll bring more unwanted drama. Meowball posted a status with a screenshot of the convo ending with, "Give me a reason that can convince me." Basically, these people, after deleting all of their stuff and saying like, okay, they're now contacting the person who's kind of adding wood to this fire. They're like dumping grease on this into this dumpster fire and saying, hey, can you like maybe stop dumping all that grease? We want to get over this. We don't want any more unwanted problem. And the Meowball here is saying like, well, you know, you got to give me a valid reason. Like, Meowball is probably clout chasing just as much as as Quetzali. However, Meowball is doing it at the risk of somebody's safety, right? Whereas Quetzali was doing it at the basically at the cost of Hoyoverse and their intellectual property. Meowball was doing it at the risk of Quetzali's personal safety here. Interesting, right? It just comes to show, like, this is like the situation where like a fish eats a shrimp, a bigger fish eats this fish, and another bigger fish eats this fish, and another bigger fish eats this fish. There's always some opportunist waiting in a corner, just hoping to strike for the opportunity of clout. Zach, welcome to the Bronze Tusk Gang. And Zach, I think welcome back to the Bronze Tusk Gang. Thank you so much for coming back. Hope today's content is not too depressing for you guys, but it's important that we talk about this stuff. Like myself, an opportunist, somebody shared this to me, and I'm now making content. I'm just covering it. I don't need you guys to donate. I don't need you guys to follow, like, or whatever, but I'm just showing you guys the reality of the situation that we are in right now is that people are just out of things to do. I honestly believe that if there's meaningful content right now, that people can chase after, there will be much less of this kind of stuff going on online. And don't worry, later you guys will start to understand how all of this happened. So Asylum, which is a friend of Quetzala, which is the artist that posted the League Genshin fan art, posted a status with more messages to the conversation, claiming that they didn't reply because they knew right away that the guy who made the archive just wanted to create chaos and that he should post the whole convo instead. Messages not included in Meowball status says, talk, know what you're wrong, or are you really satisfied with the current state of the archive videos comment section? The video section is filled with people attacking Genshin while supporting the artist. Use Deep L. What kind of horrible stuff happened to your friend that made her delete everything from Bilibili? Great, now look at the comment section. You think she can keep drawing Genshin stuff? It was not widely known that the doxing happened at this time. Look at timestamp. Meowball replied. Meowball is the person who's like adding fire to this whole dumpster fire, adding grease to this dumpster fire. Replied to that status saying he didn't include them as the other party didn't reply, and that it's laughable for them to simply label him as a chaos seeker without even trying to communicate. Both comment sections are filled with people attacking the archiver and Genshin fans while supporting the artist. This status has been deleted later on. There was a video archive of the comment section but has been taken down by reposts. Another long response by Meowball in the comment section here. So like, I guess if you Meowball is like an archive channel, so they kind of go around just documenting. Let's like, maybe you guys know Keemstar, like maybe they're like covering drama, covering this kind of stuff, and in a way it's by having their content left up, it's going to drive more traffic into the Quetzali's situation, and of course it's unwanted by the artist. However, at this point it's difficult to say if Quetzali even has the right to forcefully take down the coverage, because Meowball is only covering the events that has happened, kind of like what's happening here, right? So me covering this in a sense is kind of like what's happening with Meowball, but I am on Quetzali Rosali's side. It's unfortunate something like this is happening to her, but you know, this is just CN is very wild when it comes to their fandoms. If you guys think EN is crazy, like wacko in the head, CN is way worse. This is pretty much where the normal stuff ends and start getting actually chaotic. If you guys thought that shit was bad, this is where it gets really worse, right? So Asylum starts to remove recently posts on Bilibili. So on July 14th, this is 3 days after the initial posting of the leaked fan art. 不不鬼刃, a head moderator of Arknight's 贴吧, which 贴吧 is kind of like I think like Twitter, something like that, right? 贴吧 is kind of like Twitter or something. Who's also, or is it 贴吧 like Twitter or Reddit? I think 贴吧 is probably closer to Reddit. Never mind, probably closer to Reddit. Who's also widely known as an ultra Mihoyo anti, like anti-Hoyoverse. Basically, they absolutely hate Hoyoverse. And this person said, this is probably a thing I can safely say without proof because nobody would actually deny this. Like, this is so apparent that this person hates Hoyoverse so damn much that, right? It's claiming that Zhu Ji, an ultra Arknight anti, is behind all the doxing and chaos that happened. So Zhu Ji person is known for being of a doxing circle and has doxed multiple Arknight creators before this. So many artists, Arknights and Genshin alike, starts receiving threats saying that their fanbox stuff will be put public. Some started to lay low and temporarily take down stuff from their supporter pages or close off socials, and this is where we are up to. So think like we kind of have a suspect now. All right, we kind of have a suspect now, or suspects. There's people going out of their way to stir up all this drama, and they don't even want credit. Think about it like this. Like, these people are, like, for example, I'm not saying this is the person, but I'm saying people who are hiding in the shadows, stirring chaos, leaking people's personal information without even wanting clout. Like, these people truly just want to see the world burn. They truly just want chaos. They want to see these people scared. Like, that's enough motivation to do this stuff. And they realize that, oh wow, look at the damage I could do to one artist. And then, like, these people are now going out of their way to DM other artists from Arknights and Genshin saying that their fanbox stuff will be put in public. Yeah. It's like, and these are hardworking people as well, right? Imagine doing fan art, doing content for Genshin, like drawing. It doesn't matter what style you're drawing, like digital art or like oil painting or whatever. Like, putting in the effort and time, maybe for months, some for years, just to have all your stuff and like forcefully taken down, or you have to do it yourself. You have to just take down everything, saying like, oh look, I'm gone, I'm not doing this anymore. Just like, you're basically dancing for sadists. You're just dancing in the palm of their hands because they can actually ruin your life. It's crazy. And we thought like, oh, you know, CN is spearheading the change in the community, but like, they are just as screwed as we are when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So yeah, if people want the link, here, let me copy. Here's the link to the Reddit post. You guys can go through it. You guys can go to the links. And if you guys read Chinese, it's gonna take me like hours if I sit here, go through every single like hyperlink with you guys with proof and translating and reading. It all started, and this is why I say, like, it's just opportunists looking for a way to hurt others because they're bored, because there's nothing to do, right? And they're going out of their way to harass people. And there's like, this person is an ultra Arknights and so they hate Arknights. So and then they go out of their way to go dox Genshin content creators. It just doesn't make sense if this is true or not. Like, or maybe both of these people are a part of it, or the doxing circle here is taking it into their own hands and harassing people. But this is all I wanted to tell you guys when it comes to the CN artist doxing drama. It's wild, and you see, it's not getting much traction either. Because why would people go out of their way to join in on this fight when, especially it's on Reddit, meaning we're all in the West? There's really little we can do. There's very little we can support when it comes to this artist. Yeah, it's wild. Like, yeah, from fan art to fanatic people, quite wild. And I think it's unfortunate, but this artist just probably got caught up on the crossfire between two communities, or two extremist communities at this point, in their fight for like clout or like entertainment. It's disgusting, but somebody was always going to be the catalyst. Someone was going to be. Like, if they wanted this fight, there was no way to avoid it. Somebody was going to do something, and someone is going to end up being the scapegoat. It's just unfortunate. Quetzali is now a scapegoat. Not a scapegoat, but like the victim of this. She's like the 导火线, you know what I mean? Like, what's 导火线 in English? What's 导火线? Damn it. Now I need to translate. The fuse? I think it's called the fuse. Yeah, she's the fuse. She's the fuse to all this stuff. Yeah, she's the fuse. Somebody was always going to be the fuse, the trigger. Yeah, exactly. Somebody was going to be this. Like, it's just unfortunate. This, it really isn't her fault. But these people were just bored out of their minds and looking for things to do. But yeah, chat, that's some crazy stuff. Like, it's wild to think that people can behave like this. Like, fully grown adults, like in their mid 20s, early 30s, can behave in this manner. And I think a lot of the times these people are just after the thrill, right? Like, oh, look how much power I command. I can get this person to do whatever I want just by showing them their, address and stuff. Like, oh, then they're gonna beg me not to leak it. They get high off of this stuff. Jason Leon says Arknight CN and Genshin CN community is basically having war before this. Yeah, I'm aware. Like, the Arknight community, when it comes to Genshin community, they don't really blend very well. Akira says Western is more loud and childish. This is straight up malicious. Yeah. From my experience in China, it's like these people will go out of their way to ruin your lives. They absolutely will. If you guys know what Wangba is like internet cafe. Like, dude, like some of the stuff I've seen in Wangbas in China, it's just like, bro, really. It's uncivilized. It's truly uncivilized. And you give people who are this uncivilized this much power, it's just waiting for disasters to happen. I'm sure, like, if it gets to a certain point, officials will step in and but really, like, how much noise can this person generate, right? How many can she call to her aid to support her, to protect her from any more harm? I mean, like, the harm is done. She's already got her fan box lead, and I wouldn't be surprised if there are people like spamming her phone number, mailing her like really inappropriate stuff to her address. Anonymous saying, what have you seen? I've seen fights break out in Wangba for literally like no reason. And I'm talking, like Yan Hui Gang. Dude, I'm forgetting how to speak English. What is Yan Huigang? Ashtray, there. Yeah, I've seen an ashtray getting hurled over me at somebody like behind me. And like all the freaking thing just fell all over me. Like I was playing Dota at the time. Like the ashtray just freaking flew over me, and it was like he was throwing it at somebody behind me. And then that guy, it didn't hit him, but that guy was just like, okay, you want to go? And they fucking stood up. They started throwing chairs, and then like all their friends, like their buddies at the time, they all got up, and that guy's buddy all got up, and they freaking started like screaming at each other, and then they started putting hands on each other, and then eventually they took it outside, right? And then like and people beside me were just pretending like nothing was happening. And these people, like the whole room is like already full of smoke because people are just smoking cigarettes, and people are like shirtless. They're like sweaty, greasy. Like that's the kind of environment we're talking about. And you guys think like, oh, Walrus, you're just over exaggerating. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Listen, higher end Wangbas probably have better environments and stuff, but like we're talking like $2 for an entire night of gaming. $2 for an entire night of gaming. Back in the day. This was back in the day. Really. Like what kind of environment were people expecting? But yeah, like I'm just saying, like it's pretty wild. And I think those people were playing against those people, like in a Dota game or something. And then like I remember they were saying, they were calling them names or something, and calling them like, oh you pussy, like, oh come get it, or oh daddy's gonna show you good time or something like that. And then that person was just like snapped and then threw a freaking ashtray at him. Like what the fuck? Like these people are so short tempered. 2 yuan, no, $2. 2 yuan for a whole night. No, that's impossible. It was like $2 equivalent. Like Chinese people, for the most part, have a very short fuse. They will get ticked off by anything. Like anything. Some of these people literally just wait for people to say something or look at them one way. It's just like they will go out of their way to look for a fight, out of their way to look for problems. And I think this is a very good example. This was unavoidable. This person made a video saying, you know, don't share leaks because it might ruin the fresh experience for people. And this person shared an artwork, and the people who, like, it wasn't even this person who attacked her. It wasn't like, this is the funniest thing. It wasn't even this person who attacked her. It was some random nobody who was just waiting for something like this to happen. It's crazy to think that people can really spin anything into a reason to take action. My God. They need to meet some Jamaican people and share kush. Yeah. And this leads back to just a cultural thing, right? It's a lot of these people are uncivilized and undereducated. A lot of them haven't really even finished high school. They kind of dropped out of high school. They started working like labor jobs, and they spend a lot of their free times playing games in Wangba, hanging out with friends who are of equal education. I'm not saying if you don't finish high school you will automatically be like this, but this is just the kind of environment that these people kind of grow up in. If you're on the countryside, if you're kind of in an environment that breeds this kind of behavior, you yourself tend to lean towards it, and you become it's in a way, some people say it's self-defense in China. Like, okay, if you let them step over you, then you're gonna get bullied forever. And that's like the philosophy a lot of people in China go by. It's like, don't take shit from anybody. Which is so I've had my fair share. All right, let me tell you guys. I've had my fair share of Chinese bullying, and like they function in groups. I can tell you guys right now, this doxing was likely not done by one person, but like a group of people. They're behind this whole thing, stirring shit up, getting more and more people involved in all this. These kind of bullies and hate groups, they very rarely function alone because they revel in the suffering of others. So, yeah. Asmoda says, bro really try to kill Hoyo CEO because they make something about skin in Honkai. Yeah. Absolutely. Oh, is Soul here? I'm 3J says, I had a similar experience, but this time mono block chair went airborne. Yeah, like, yeah, Soul is here. I see him. CN community is just built different, not gonna lie. They'll do anything. Like CN, these people will literally do everything. Like I don't want to share any specific details with, you know, the people that I worked with in China, but yeah, without going too specific, I can assure you that Chinese people will do anything for a chance at fame, for a chance at some clout, for a chance to earn an extra buck or two. They really will do it. Things that you will not hesitate to turn down, these people will accept, and they will go above and beyond to complete the task. All right. The circumstances are just very different in China. Be careful, you might be the next target. They will never come to the West and do this stuff. They got too many freebies and stuff in China that they're never gonna come to the West and do this stuff. Debayan Mandal says, hello Warriors, how are you? I'm good. I'm just sharing some information with you guys when it comes to the CN community. So when next time you guys praise the CN community and think like, oh, you know, CN is spearheading all these things, I just know that there are extreme cases in all communities. Like there are people in CN who just wants to see the world burn. They just want to see people suffer. They just want to see things delve into chaos. Like these people exist just like they do in the West, but in the West we call them Twitter stands. In CN, it's these people are far more sinister. Twitter stands just want to cancel you, bro. See, like these people in CN want like Twitter stands wants to cancel your online presence. Like these people in CN straight up want to cancel your real life presence. Like that's like bro, that's how different they are. Jollibee, wait, Jollibee, yo, hit me with that sponsorship, bro. Jollibee, please. Can I get a sponsor, Jollibee? I thought this is a video. This is not a video. I can turn it into a video, but I don't want to pour any more flame into this. Just something to talk with my chat about on a live stream. And I know the chat. This is not going to get enough traction to cause any harm, but it's something that I can, you know, share with a close, tight-knit group of people that I trust. In CN, Twitter users become bounty hunters. Like for real. Like these people are like, like you would imagine that the person who leaked her personal information has some sort of personal vendetta against her. No, they don't. They literally will just do it for like no reason. They'll just do it. Like you could just be like, this is the thing. In a Chinese bar, you can literally be there sitting like with your head down, drinking your drinks, and somebody could come over and freaking hit you over the head with a bottle. Like, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. And of course, it's not like every day. Like, I'm not sitting like, oh, every day. But like there have been rough times with these people. They're very impatient. You can see it in like the memes about Chinese parents, right? They're very impatient. Why you not doctor yet? Come back, talk to me when you doctor. Straight A, why you have B? Yeah. Like it's been memed upon and memed upon and memed upon. It's just a culture. It's a cultural thing. They don't have time to wait around as it seems. Like they're always rush, go, go, go. Have you guys ever seen like these crazy Chinese drivers as well? Like it always feels like if they're like a second late to something, like they're just gonna spontaneously combust. They've been bred and taught to work fast, as fast as you humanly can work fast, and ideally fast and efficient. But if you can't be efficient, just fast. Go fast. We don't care about, like, we just need this done. And that's like the kind of, it's just extremely, like, look at these CN people making videos, content creators. Like, trust me, EN content creators will never be able to keep up with the CN content creators, because these people, like, they fight like it's like it's live or die. Obviously it's not live or die, but they act like it is, because to these people, they miss an upload, they miss a beat, it just like feels like the world is crashing down on them. And of course, like, there are oddballs, they just literally don't care. They have a really good paying job where, they're rich themselves, they don't need the money. But for the most part, if you need the money, if you rely on this to survive, you are really grinding it out. JP community is chilling. Yeah, JP just have all the VTubers, the insane whales who you have no idea what the fuck they do for a living, but then they can casually drop 10 grand on a stream. And they can laugh about it when it's like, oh, that was the wrong banner. Oopsies, let's go to the right banner, drop another 10k. That's JP. All right, that's JP. Accurate is all I heard when I was in Hangzhou was honk, 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 honk. Like, it's everywhere in China. If you go to China, it's just honking, non-stop honking, honk, 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 honk. I swear, there's a freaking language. Like, listen, I'm of the firm belief that Chinese drivers are like communicating with each other on the road through honking. 100%. There's not a single person in the world that can convince me that Chinese drivers are not somehow communicating with each other with their honks. There has to be a language that I don't know of, that most people don't know of, but like all these like daily Chinese drivers are very fluent. They're very fluent in Mandarin and car horns. Yeah, lol, they legit don't give way either. They just go at intersections. Listen, it's either you scrape their car or you wait. That is literally like, it's a game of chicken. Listen, people. Oh my god. You guys think I'm joking. In China, driving is just chicken. If you guys thought, having to kiss your best friend in high school through a sheet of paper shit was scary, nah. Try driving your car in China and having to merge into traffic and playing chicken with these taxi drivers. My god, I can the distance between their front bumper and the other car's back bumper has got to be like it's got to be thinner than their patience, is my best way of putting it. There is no, like, you either go out of your way to say like, hey, either you're going to get your car detailed or I'm going to get my car detailed today, but I am getting in one way or another. And brother, I'm telling you, I got money to drop all day. I can drop 50 grand right here to fix my car. What about you? Can you afford to do that? Don't you have to be going to this very important meeting? Let's not hold up the traffic and just let me slide in. Literally, that is pretty much what they're doing. They're like, it's either, and you know what's funny? You know what's funny, people? In China, I know I'm saying literally a lot because I just need you guys to understand. Like, I've actually seen this happen. There was this Mercedes driver, and he got cut off, right? He got cut off, and he lost the game of chicken. The dude lost the game of chicken, and he went on to tailgate the car that cut him off and rammed him off of the rail. Like he literally pushed the car off of the fucking... How do I need to open paint for this shit. Like, and I saw it happen. The shit was crazy. It's in the news as well. So think about it like this. And down here is like a little cliff area. God damn it. Okay, it's a little hill. It's not too steep, but it's like a little hill. And this is like a guardrail, right? This is the guardrail. So this Mercedes dude, fuck, it's actually crazy. Like, I actually got scared. Like, I was like, oh my god, am I next? Like, bro, chill. I didn't cut you off. Hey, I didn't cut you off, right? Like, we're good. So this dude got cut off like way back here. And this Mercedes dude, so this is the Mercedes dude, okay? Literally drove this other car into here, and he rammed him against this. So this Mercedes dude came here, rammed him into this, and pushed him off. You guys know how fucked up that is? He literally road raged to the point where he impacted this car and pushed him off, and the car freaking rolled off. He rolled off the freaking railing, bros. Like, yes. So, okay. Basically, he hit him so damn hard, and bam, and this car just rolled off. Like, some of these people, and do you know what was crazy? I read on the news. This is true story. You guys might be able to find it. I read on the news that this Mercedes driver later paid for all of their like medical bills, damages, fixed their car up, you know, like they even paid extra money, like I'll see therapists, you know, covered their like work leave. Like, they were really nice about it as well. Yeah, he survived. Like, yeah, he was really nice. Basically, he wanted to make a point. He wanted to say, like, I could literally do that to you. Like, I can literally do that to you and get away with this scot-free. I'll pay for all your damages, but don't fucking cut me off. Because next time you cut me off, I'll do the exact same thing to you again, and I'll pay for it again. That's basically... This guy was literally flexing on his victim. He rammed him, and I saw him because... As he was leading up to this ramp, he bumped him several times. He was like tailgating him. He bumped him several times, like once, twice, thrice. And then he finally got him up against his railing and he like shoved him off. And he was trying to make a point saying like I have the money to buy you out. Like, I can buy out your whole family. Right? Like, I make more in a month than you make in your lifetime. So don't, so don't cut me off. Next time you do it again, I'll do this to you again. Like, that's the kind of vibe he was like. Of course, he was not saying it, but that's the vibe. He was like, your medical bills? Sure. Like these people are different. Like, they're really different. Like, imagine you were just like merging in randomly like this, and I was there. I was on the left lane. I was like somewhere over here, like way back. And this car was in front of me, right? And it wasn't like they brake checked him. He just merged in. That's it. He just merged, and this guy didn't act immediately. Like this Mercedes, it wasn't like immediately he started doing it. It was like after about like 30 seconds. Then they started like going at it, and then they eventually rammed him off the railing. Yeah, I just sped the fuck out of there, bro. Like I got out of there quick. Like oh, bro, I was not about to stay there as a freaking witness. No, if this guy, if like think about it from my perspective, if this dude was gonna ram someone off a railing for cutting him off, what do you think he's gonna do to a freaking witness? That was what I had in my brain. Hell no, not about to stay around and find out. Dipped out of there real quick. All right, your boy was smart about it in that regards. Not gonna get your boy Walrus with that, the good old, oh, help me, help this guy trick. I was gone. Young Light says, this is the most base road rage flex I've ever heard of. Listen, I have another story for you. This one I wasn't present, but I'll tell you another CN story. Like, some of these people are just, like, they're just crazy. Like, you can't convince me they don't have something, like, they're not unhinged one way or another. Okay, so there was another story. Here's another story. And this one's from my dad. All right, my dad heard of this from a friend. So here's the story. So there was this dude, like he was wearing like a wife beater apparently, and he had like some coal smears on his face. He was wearing shorts and a sandal, and he went into this really expensive watch store. Yes, this is story time with Walrus. Sit around. A true story. This dude went into a watch store, and of course the manager there saw him and kind of like, oh my goodness, like, like, why is this person in here? And of course, the guy requested to try on a watch. And let me tell you guys, these watches weren't cheap. They were going probably for like tens of thousands of dollars per watch. It was like a very well-known. Was it Rolex? I don't think it was Rolex. They said another name. It was an expensive brand. So he was like saying like, oh, can I try this watch on? And the manager was very like nice and stuff, like, oh sir, like, like we don't really permit try-ons and stuff in this case. So like he was trying to be nice, saying like, you look like you're fucking broke. All right, you don't look like you can afford it, so why waste my time? That's basically like the nice way of telling this dude to get the fuck out, basically, right? Saying like, oh, like there are other brands that are more likely, more appropriate for someone like you. And I know this is probably one of those moments where you guys have seen the ads or like seen those cringe ass shorts where like, oh, I'm gonna freaking flex on you, but like this is for reals. So this dude was like, okay, so like how much is it? And then the manager was just like, oh yeah, it's like $45,000. I'm just throwing I don't remember exactly how much it was, but it was like it's a freaking crazy amount for a watch, right? And then the dude was like, okay, so it's like $45,000, and then like, okay, cool. So how many do you guys have? Like, they're like, oh, these are like limited time. We only have 5 of them. Like, this is like a limited time item. There's only going to be 5 available. And then the dude literally left the store, came back like 15 minutes later with a bunch of suitcases and slammed it onto the countertop and says like, I'll take all 5. In fact, what else do you got here that's worth more than like $20,000? I'll take it as well. So this dude, wearing a wife beater with coal smears on his face, wearing shorts and a sandal, came in and probably dropped like 300 grand that day. And he wouldn't have done that if the person did not assume he was poor. So he did that just to show this person. I mean, the manager was probably freaking living it out, but like, oh my god, I'm getting a promotion. Like, he bought out like half of their inventory. that day, pretty much, just to show like how much money. Like, it gets these people. I know I'm nitpicking stories here, but of course they're like insane wealthy people in the West as well. But I'm just saying, some of these people in China, they got rich literally, like, and it turns out, you know who that guy was. That guy who bought all the watches, turns out his family owned a coal mine. Ah, your typical coal mine wealth. Yes, family owned a coal mine. And if you guys know anything about China, that pretty much, you're like instant millionaire status in China. And to him, 300, 200, 300 grand means absolutely nothing. Nothing. So, yeah, that's the story. Not to say go to China and piss people off so they can like buy out your small store, but it's a story. It's a story to keep you reminded that China is still a very much developing nation, and a lot of the people there kind of got rich really quick. They don't really know how to monitor their wealth. They don't know how to reinvest. They just go out of their way. They flex, and if you piss off one of these people, they will put your life in danger just to flex, just to make a point. And I've seen it happen many times. Did people actually die from it? No. But some people have gotten seriously injured from it as a result. And it's never a fun game to play. And all these CN content creators, they know, like, if you run into one of these guys, it's best just to get out of the way, because it's never worth your life or, like, spending time in the hospital for ego. Like, really. Like, if you got your address leaked to you, like they sent you your own address, your phone number, your passport information, are you still going to play the ego card? Like, you literally don't know who this guy is. Then they just sent you your own address, your phone number, and your passport number. What you gonna do? You're gonna keep playing the ego card and like go hard with them? Probably not. So I fully understand the artists when it comes to why they deleted all this stuff. They back down and they're like, you know what? I'm pretty much done with the Genshin content and stuff. They don't want to be associated with this kind of community, with these people, floating around. Anonymous says, this reminds me a lot of the dad from the webtoon called Bastard. Funny enough, the author is Chinese. And where do you think this inspiration comes from? These people exist in China, and they're very, very scary when you piss them off. Just saying. I'm not trying to scare you guys. China is very beautiful, very nice country to visit, and chances are you will never meet one of these people, because you will be interacting with the tourist areas. These people don't spend time in the tourist areas. Okay, if you ever go to China, you go sightseeing, you're never going to run into them, because for the most part, they're not going to be in those areas that you visit. So yeah. Apart from that, I think somebody brought up the whole Twanto situation, right? The Twanto talking about the thing. It's funny, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter who you are, what kind of content you make, what stance you have. It really doesn't matter. People will go out of their way to harass you. Like, you can't be a perfect human being, and in a way, as a content creator, if you're not perfect, which is quite literally everybody, then there will be a reason why you get attacked. And there's really not much to say for Twanto's case. I think as long as he lays low, ignore this stuff. It's crazy that he even issued apologies, but honestly, if it were me, I would just ignore it. Because if you issue an apology, you're showing these people that they can get a reaction out of you. No, like, really. A great example is with my Chi battery thing. How many people know the whole meme Chi battery? It's funny because it wasn't until a couple months ago that I even realized somebody had took that video and clipped it. And that I even said Chichi battery. You know, in my mind, I don't even remember saying Chichi battery. And I think it was a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise, because if I had known how much it had blown up amongst the community as a meme, right, of me being like a dumbass, stupid, I may have issued or like may have tried to make a video about it, but that's only going to drive the fume more. Like nowadays, I think a lot of people have gotten over it. Yeah, a lot of people know about it, but most people got over it. It's not really discussed anymore. People don't DM me that and like go out of their way to harass me for it. But it's over. It's done. It's over because I didn't really pay it much attention. But imagine if I made like 3 videos talking about it, made like 2 Twitter posts about it, and then went out of my way to post on Reddit or like DMCA strike like people like. That's gonna blow it way out of proportion, and in a way, it's only gonna hurt me. People will find reasons to be upset at you guys. Like, listen, this is not just Genshin. You guys as well. I'm trying to. Oh, Jabba is sleeping so nicely. Very good, very good. I'm trying to tell you guys as well that you guys will run into people like, for example, a coworker who just hates your guts. They hate you not because you did something. They hate you because they want to hate you. And there's very little, for the most part, that you can do to convince them otherwise. There are people who absolutely hate my Genshin content. There's nothing, close to nothing I can do to convince them otherwise. And why should I put so much effort to convince people who already hate me? Right? It's probably much better to spend more time, more effort into making content for people who enjoy it. So what all happened to him? You mean Twanto? Like he mentioned that the character, what's her name? The one that got revealed by HoYoverse, the pink-haired lolly character. What's her name? Dory? Yeah. He mentioned he responded, not responded. He commented drip. That's it. All right, that's all he commented, and people were saying like, "Oh, like Twanto, like I misjudged you. Like, how could somebody of your stature not see the deeper implication and harmful ways of HoYoverse's practice by, you know, like not being inclusive with racial skin tones? Like, you know, like you, like I should have known better. Like I used to support you, but now I can't anymore after you saying this." Just from the word drip, right? They got all that. They label Twanto as like a racist, right? Who's, you know, part of the problem. It's just stuff, just your normal Twitter stuff. And of course, Twanto folded to the pressure, issued an apology, saying, "Oh, you know, I didn't know. Like, I will do better. Like, people like understand. Blah blah blah." And yeah, like I haven't really kept up with the drama, but I could only assume that these people are just, oh, they're living it up. They're like, "Oh my god, I got a response from Twanto. Oh my god, I did it. Twanto noticed me. Now I gotta go and do it again, baby. Like I need another hit of that thrill. I need more of that dopamine hit from getting noticed by Mr. Twanto. Next time, let's call him a misogynistic, like anti-Semite. Oh my goodness! Let's just wait until he messes up next time. Oh, I'll be there to capitalize. Just you wait, baby. Mwah! Sweet dopamine hit. That's what these people are after. Yeah, he shouldn't need to apologize. Fox Wong says he shouldn't need to apologize. Absolutely, he didn't say anything wrong. Yeah, he should have just ignored it. But now he's issued, I think, 2 separate apologies. And God knows what's going to happen to these people who now be like, Twanto noticed me. Twanto apologized. Oh, that means my cause is right. I'm doing God's work out here. I'm fighting for the injustice in the world that people are blind to. It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Like, you know, these people got their eyes rolling to the back of their heads, like got like saliva drooling down the side of their mouth in a euphoric ahegao expression, being like, "Oh my god, I just did it. I got something from Twanto." Crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is a problem. Yeah, and that's my honest take on this. Like I've had some of these people attack me in my YouTube comment sections, being like calling me racist, and maybe I am. I don't know. I don't know, because honestly, I may be ignorant to my takes, right, to my viewpoints. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying I try my best to be inclusive, and I don't go out of my way to harass people, like solely because of their skin color or racial background or whatever, right? If I just so happen to disagree with somebody who is a person of color, doesn't mean I am racist. But to these people, that makes you a racist, which is actually very difficult to navigate the online space if you are too hung up on what they have to say. Akira says, never expose your weak points online. Haters will use whatever to weaponize against you. Tectone has made that mistake many times. Yeah. It's probably not a good idea for Tectone to share his inner insecurities with people online. Especially when he has such an outspoken persona in Tectone, right? I mean, we should differentiate. Like John, who is the person behind Tectone, he probably shouldn't have gone out of his way to share all these deeper insecurities with people and making videos, content out of it. Like, yeah, sure, he got a lot of support. You know, he got an episode with Dr. K, I believe, and afterwards the backlash is going to hit eventually. People will eventually use that and weaponize it against him. There's a reason why Tectone is now scared to interact with any content creators or to associate with any content creators. It's because he's pretty much been shafted so many times by communities of that content creators. Now understand, for example, Asian guy. Like, I don't think Asian guy went out of his way to you know, harass Tectone or to duke it out with Tectone, but it's the people from his community who went and said that, oh, you know, who was that? Goose and Tectone were talking shit about your wife, and of course, being Atsu, he got riled up because of that, right? And he just came out guns blazing. People from your community will use you as a catalyst to start shit. I'm just saying. Sophia says hello, welcome. Yeah, excuse me for my slouching posture. I just feel like I just feel like I'm in a conversational mood right now. Marcus Bullock says, when it wasn't even true, I bet. Yeah, or they blew it way out of proportion. And then when Atsu came out guns blazing, then Goose and Tectone got onto the defensive. Then they got onto the defensive, and what ended up happening was just people went back and forth, and then the truth kind of got all blurred out. So yeah. That's just what Genshin Impact, like, that's what all content creation space is. Like, you can be a makeup artist, you can be a gamer, you can be a history channel. Like, there's gonna be drama. Like, you can even do science. I think there was a point where you guys know Veritasium had some drama where people, like, many people were saying one of his videos like was spreading misinformation or wasn't scientifically accurate, and then he like snapped back with like another video. Like, it'll happen, people. Like, don't, like, it's just, you'll never, because it benefits them to do it. Right? It's beneficial for people to make drama, to talk about drama, to associate themselves with you if you're someone of noticeable stature. H3 Royka says, hey, EroticWalruss, thanks for pushing out daily content daily. I listen to your vids during my workout sessions. Yeah, I enjoy making these discussion videos for you guys. Like, if you don't want to comment, if you don't want to partake in the discussion, that's all fine by me. But it's always great to, like, because I need to get it off of my mind. Right? I need to get it off of my mind so I can throw it up onto the internet. And if you guys enjoy it, that's really amazing. But really, I want to start conversations because I believe that there's no harm in just discussing and talking about it. The harm really comes from when people take action unnecessarily. Spooky Cat says, I think MTash was right when he told Tectone that he should stop provoking people on purpose because he was doing that before the drama with Atsu blew out. But that's what Tectone has built his platform on. Tectone built his entire platform on an obnoxious, over-the-top persona. And it's at this point, it's too late to backpedal on that. At least in his mind, maybe it's too late. Tectone needs to kind of chill, in my opinion. Yeah, like some of the jokes he makes, like he knows the type of people in the Genshin community. If he wants to thrive in the Genshin community, it's like he needs to speak their language. But he has, on many occasions, refused to acknowledge the importance of other people's communities. He's so fixated on his own community, saying like, that's all that matters. Everybody else can freaking die in a dumpster fire. I don't care. I only care about my own communities. He goes out of his, like, I remember he reacted to Mogadi's video at one point, and then Mogadi was saying like, hey Moglets, and Tectone immediately had a reaction like, oh ew, like don't freaking call me that. That's like, don't you ever call me a Moglet ever again. And then he turns around and calls his community techie eggs. You know, like, it's this kind of stuff that rubs people the wrong way. Like, sure, you can be obnoxious, you can be over the top, but you gotta pick and choose your moments. Like, he straight up just attacked the entirety of Mogadi's community when he himself does the same thing with his own community. Like, that's why he attracts so much negativity and harassment from people in the community, because now they're going to think he has beef with Mogadi, right? It's just, he has to pick and choose when to throw in a quirky little comment, when to say maybe a slightly inappropriate joke. He doesn't have a proper filter yet. He hasn't mastered, like he needs a PR manager. Like, that's what I think. Tectone needs somebody to manage his public relations, because he's absolutely blowing himself up in this regard. Dark FTL says 221 people here, you're getting popular. Like, I would like to think that a lot of people just tune in to see what the topic of discussion is today. And if they enjoy it, they stay. If they don't enjoy it, they leave. And which is totally fair. Sometimes some topics will be more interesting for people to discuss with. The thing I don't like about the Tectone fanbase is basically a story of the Piper given physical form. You can never reason with these people. They never want to discuss anything. Yeah, because they're there. Like, think about it like a rave, right? Do you think people go to a rave to talk about music theory? Or do they go there to headbang and forget about their worries, get drunk, and just like, turn their brains off and just enjoy the atmosphere? This is the thing with a lot of bigger streamers, that they cultivate an atmosphere more than they cultivate a community. They cultivate an experience. It's probably more accurate to say, because it's very difficult when you get to that size to then cultivate a discussion, right? People who have done so successfully are wildly successful. People like Moist Critical, he basically based all his content around just him talking. Asmongold has done it, but very few people can actually successfully do this. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't think Tectone is headed in the right direction, to be honest. I first started watching Tectone when I started playing Arknights in February 2020. And yes, I remember it very clearly because I remembered him being a smaller creator at the time. He was probably like what, 80,000? I don't remember specifically. Like he was pretty small. His videos were getting like anywhere between 60,000 views. Actually, some of his videos back then were getting more views than his videos now. Like it really sucks to see how he like went backwards. I've said this in the past many times. Tectone's, you know, daily uploads was what inspired me to start YouTube and do my daily uploads. Like I don't have any shame in saying Tectone inspired me because I think his daily uploads and his, you know, outspoken personality probably has inspired more than just me. Like he doesn't even know who I am, but you know, I looked up to him for the longest time, and in recent times it's gotten more and more difficult to support him and to look up to him because of the things he says and does, and how he's like on a track of self-destruction at this point. In my opinion, he is. TechDevirus says Jingjings and Tuner basically proved Zhongli is bad mathematically, and then Tectone just scoffs it off, and his viewers essentially harass Jingjings and Tuner, amazing theory crafters off YouTube. Yeah, I also have a beef to pick with Jingjings and Tuner, but mostly not with them, but their viewers. And I also try to reach out to them, talking about like how their viewers have been going out of their way to harass me. And this is when I was at like 6,000 subscribers. So you guys know I had butt fuck nothing. Like I didn't have anywhere close to the kind of support I have now. And like these theory crafters and their huge channels and their viewers were just like, holy smokes. I had a hate train where like for 4 or 5 days in a row, every video had like very, very, very harsh comments. Like there were people saying like, oh, you know, like you should just delete the videos. Like you are like a waste of space. Like just like KYS and all that stuff, and they were finding creative ways to get past the YouTube filter as well. And there was like 30-40 comments. I don't know if anybody even remembers. There was like 4 or 5 videos. Nowadays they don't do it anymore, but back then I was getting harassed so bad I couldn't do anything, and a lot of my videos had like 40% upvotes or 50% upvotes because these people would dislike it en masse, just because I said like, oh, I don't really enjoy theory crafting. I don't like, back then I already said I don't enjoy theory crafting. I don't want to be a part of that community. It's too hardcore for me. I can't keep up with it. And then they basically said like, oh, if you don't do theory crafting, you don't have the right to post videos talking about characters and how they perform. Because at the time I was sharing my take on the characters. I was like, oh, I enjoy this character because X, Y, and Z, because of my experience. And there's like, did you know that mathematically, like blah blah blah, this is like, and then I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I don't care about the mathematical. I just care about how I enjoy this character. And till this day, I still have a gripe with theory crafting community because a lot of their community members are still like this. They don't care about your experience. They just care about the mathematical truth, right? The perfect mathematical truth. Like if you played Hu Tao perfectly, flawlessly, every second, every time, this is the result, and that's the result they're going to use. And anybody who says anything else, you got to go check the numbers, baby. Like you got to be able to, like, you know, reference all the theory craftings, and if you cannot, then you are spreading misinformation, you are wrong, and X, Y, and Z. So yeah, and of course, being a 6,000 subscriber content creator at the time, Jingjings and Tuner just brushed me off and ignored my ass. Which, you know, like, whatever. Like, they're not obligated, and they never addressed the issue. And a lot of, at the time, like, other content creators, I was like smaller ones, were also getting this hate wave. I remember Braxophone was mentioning it as well. So yeah. Anonymous says, I heard you were hating on Tectone. Why? God damn it. Are people DMing? It's Tectone live right now. Jesus Christ. Oh no. Are people like messaging him saying like I'm hating him? Oh fuck. Okay, listen. If you're coming from Tectone's stream, I'm not hating on him. Listen, I gotta go into defense mode right now, just in case people are like going to Tectone's chat trying to start shit. I'm not hating on Tectone, but I don't agree with a lot of the things he does and says. But all the power to him for doing it. But I don't agree with it. And I've said many times in the past that I've looked up to Tectone and he was like inspiration for me. But with a lot of the things that he said and done, and it's not like it's not really about like just content and his stance on certain things. It's just I hate to see him in a spot where he's not really doing the thing that makes him happy a lot of the times, and he has to. And I understand he has to make videos, he has to post Genshin videos to make money because he's now in debt. And I'm not exposing him for saying that because he literally said himself he's in debt. All right, so go easy. I'm not hating on Tectone. I just find myself in less and less agreeable terms with him. Anonymous says, I'm not saying you're hating on him. It's aging that what I heard from someone. If you're not, then great. I'm just wondering why someone is saying that. Yeah. So Anonymous, I don't want to spread the idea. Like, listen, okay, this is something that I think a lot of people can get out of this, is that just because somebody disagree with somebody else doesn't mean they hate them. You can ask Soul. Is Soul still here? Okay, Soul is still here. Soul, please enlighten chat how we first met each other. Was it not I opened one of your videos, shared it on one of my streams, and I disagreed with some of your points? Then you made a video responding to my stream, talking about your video, where you disagreed with a lot of the things I said. And now we're on good terms because even in that video, like in the comments, there were people saying like, oh, Walrus is a fucking clown, like, don't like, but it was just, and they thought you hated me or you were on bad terms with me. But it just turned out that we had two different viewpoints on similar topics, and we agreed to disagree, and we were mature about it without, going to town. But that's what I'm saying, is that I can disagree with people, but also not hate them. Disagreeing with somebody doesn't mean I automatically hate them, right? Because we can agree on many other things. For example, how HoYoverse is running the game to the ground could be agreed upon by many content creators who probably are constantly at each other's throats. But currently, I think Tectone is not going towards a healthy mental direction. He's probably under immense stress from the mortgage, well, not mortgage, from the loan that he incurred to buy the house that he's currently living in, to be a part of an organization that he's looked up to for the good half part of his life, right? And leveraging so much debt whilst also dropping like what, tens of thousands of dollars on Genshin when he doesn't need to, when his views are dwindling because of reasons, right? I don't want to go into any more details, but he's not at the peak of his career right now, it's safe to say, right? And I think he could be in a much better mental space. Like, I would love to sit down with a guy and just talk to him. Like, listen, is he live right now? He's live, but I don't think he'll ever pay me attention. I will love to sit down with a guy and just talk it out. It doesn't even have to be on stream, because I do look up to him. Dude, listen, guys, I've watched his videos since February of 2020. Like, but if he's having a good time, why go in and be like, oh, dude, I feel like you're struggling. Let's have a talk now. I think that if it's meant to be, there will be a time and place where I can end up talking to him, reaching out. I ended up talking to Zeals, actually. He's doing good on Twitch, not as good on YouTube. Yeah, and I think that's fine. I think most of his supporters are on Twitch. The people who will watch anything, who will do anything with him, regardless of the game he's playing. YouTube is very much like a publicity platform, whereas Twitch is for fans only. It's also Doom says, I prefer people who don't curse the whole time. Yeah, understandable. Anonymous says, if I came off as toxic, I'm sorry, just wanted to clarify. No, I was just worried that people like, because I was making a point earlier that a lot of the time people in the community would start shit between content creators without the content creators really like doing anything, right? So I was just worried that somebody from my chat went to Tektone's chat and said, yo, erotic, like some dude, some small streamer called EroticWalruss is hating on you, Tektone, and you came from his chat as a result to figure out what's going on, and hence, you know, potential beef for no reason, or not beef, like it's literally going to be a one-way stomp. Like his community will come in and absolutely destroy me, right? So I just wanted to clear that out of the way to make sure that people understand when I disagree with Tektone, it doesn't mean I hate him. It doesn't mean that I think that, you know, he's a bad person. It's just I don't agree. And it's okay to not agree. Spooky Cat says, honestly, there's nothing wrong with what you had said. He really needs to stop doing things that hurt his mental health because he's already suffering from a mental disease. Yeah, Tektone came from nothing. Like, he really went through a hard time to get to where he is now. And I understand the desperation and how he wants to make sure that his community is well protected and he can, you know, continue having a good time with them. But at the same time, some of the things he does just feels very counterproductive with his goals, right? Oof, his stream lagged out. I'm not doing anything. Listen, chat. I'm not doing anything. Okay? Heroic just running the stream doesn't have background music. If you want background music, here it is. I can have some back. Part of the Genshin community exacerbates it. Yeah. And I think people just want black and white answers. Like, oh, like, we want to hate Tektone, or we love Tektone no matter what he does. Like, he could be like the most disgusting person, we will still love him. It's always black and white with these communities. And I've really struggled. Listen, if I wanted to milk more viewership, more of a cult following, I could have done so. It's not hard to milk a cult following. It's hard to encourage people to talk shit about you and respond to them in a civil manner and hold a conversation. It's hard, people. Like, imagine trying to talk to people when every time you open your mouth, you get smacked across your face. That's basically what I'm trying to pursue here. And I'm not trying to sell it off as like I'm having a hard time. It's just that I enjoy talking to people who have things to say that don't agree with me, because, and of course, they have to be reasonable. I can't be talking to people who says like I say something like Hu Tao is a great pyro DPS, and if somebody comes in and says absolutely not, Hu Tao is my favorite hydro bow user, then what's the point of talking to this person, right? So this is the kind of community I've cultivated, and I'm more than willing to continue down this road with you guys, talking about the goods and bads about everything, to be honest. Dark FTL says, to see the world in gray, you need to use some brain power. Yes! Is the music too loud? I think the music is way too loud. Never mind. It's too tiring for some people to think in terms of gradients as well. Now that music gives a good atmosphere. Oh, okay. I don't know how loud it is for you guys though. Okay, it's quite soft on our side. So yeah, at the end of the day, I just wanted to make it clear what I stand for and how I want to continue doing my content. As much as I took so much inspiration from Tectone and I based a lot of my content around the way, like if you guys really want to see, you can compare some of my contents, my earlier contents, to like Tectone's contents. You can see the similarities. I base so much off of him that at this point I would still love to support him and you know, stand by him and to see him grow and stuff. But at this point, a lot of the things that he's doing and saying just feels like he's hurting himself. I work as a real estate agent as well, so seeing him leverage so much debt upon himself, and I have a good grasp of his income. I guess, you know, there's people who leveraged more while making less, so I guess it's not bad. But he's real. I just hope that the financial stress is not getting to him too much. Like, just understanding that leveraging debt is a skill, and it's not always that when you have debt under you that you are having to go head and shoulders out of your way to get rid of it. Smart people who are smart with their debt can end up achieving great things in life, because you're not going to always have millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars at your disposal to spend, but through borrowing money and doing it correctly, I don't know if this is ever going to reach Tectone. If he comes across this clip, that's great. Think of it as free advice for somebody who work in real estate, who help clients. Like some of the deals I've closed like in the north of like $4 million. Okay, so helping some of my clients leverage that much debt has helped open my eyes to how people who truly understand money operate in this world. And that debt is not always something that should be seen as a negative thing, but understanding how much money you make, being smart financially, should put you to ease that you are never going to go underwater when it comes to over leveraging on debt. Okay, so everything's going to be okay for Tectone. I'm sure he's going to continue doing amazing things. It's just that I hope that he does. Like, I really worry for him that eventually his mental state is just going to become so unstable, or he's going to become so he's going to fight some demons that he can't share with the rest of his community, and he falls victim to it. That's what I'm scared of. I've seen content creators. I've seen it happen to content creators in the past, and it really sucks to see to eventually see an idol of mine go down in that manner, right? How is he in debt? So Tectone borrowed money to buy the house that he's living in right now. I believe he said the number was somewhere north of a couple $100,000 that he borrowed. Which imagine paying back, like, you know, $3,000 a month. Listen, depending on his, like, where he buy. I remember he borrowed it from Miskiff. You guys know Miskiff? I remember he said he borrowed it from Miskiff. And he's trying to pay it back as soon as he can. Sank says my salary is not even half that. Well, you can't think about it in terms of salary, because if you think about it in terms of salary, then you're gonna be way overwhelmed. Oftentimes, you have to think about it like this. Your monthly mortgage should be no more than 50% of your monthly salary. If it's more than 50% of your monthly salary, you might start feeling quite a bit of stress. Some people can leverage up to like 60 to 65% of their monthly salary going to their mortgage. It depends on how comfortable you are at leveraging debt. But I believe Tectone is probably only at like 30%, maybe 40%. Depends on how fast he wants to pay it back. Monthly salary after or before? After tax, my friend. After tax. Don't ever budget things before tax, because that's not your money. It's gonna evaporate. Just making sure. Yeah. Never calculate your spendings before tax, because that's just asking for a surprise bum rush of adrenaline, if you know what I mean. Why is mortgage half of your salary when rent should be one third? Good question. It's because that's your own house. That when you're paying rent, you are paying off someone else's mortgage, believe it or not. So, of course, you should be spending less on rent than you are on a mortgage, because that house is yours, my friend. At the end of the day, if the housing market goes up, you are making fat bank off of that property. But it doesn't matter when you're paying rent if the property goes up, down, sideways in a freaking circle. It doesn't matter. You're still paying rent. In fact, oftentimes when the housing market gets more competitive, you'll see your rents increasing. Right? That's why it's okay to pay more for your mortgage and not for your rent, because you own the damn thing. Kisa Paula says, why you want to pay back fast? Not a good mindset. Yeah, try to pay back your mortgage excessively fast just so you can get out of debt. Like, I understand if let's say you get a fat paycheck, like as a Hollywood actor or something, and you want to like not worry about a place to live in the future, and you just pay off the house, I get it. But if you have a constant stream of income coming in, like Tectone, through Twitch, through YouTube, why, let's say, take 80% of your income to pay off like a loan when you can actually kick it back, take it easy, and just do it slowly, like, you know, over time. I don't know what deal he struck up with Miskiff. Like, I don't know if Miskiff said, like, you gotta pay me back 500 grand in 5 years. Then yeah, that's a lot to worry about, right? And in exchange, maybe Miskiff isn't charging him interest or anything, like, but he gotta pay it back in 5 years. I don't know. Super W says, I spend 20% on mortgage, single income, but also invest. Maybe I could put more towards a home. Like, if you feel comfortable only putting in 1/5 of your income towards a mortgage, that's amazing. Like, just put more towards investing. All the time people see homes as an investment, but I always tell my clients that if it's your first home, if it's your only home, you should think about more in the terms of whether you like living here, whether it's a good house purchase. It's kind of like Genshin, people. Do you like the house? Are you pulling just for meta, or are you pulling to enjoy a character? It's the same thing with the house. If it's your first house, you should always buy the home that you love and not think about it as an investment, because you're just gonna fucking stress out. Like, you're gonna be crunching numbers when all you really need to be worried about is, like, you know, maintaining your home, you know, cultivating a family, a life in your house. Don't worry about like property values, like, oh, this is like the best. Sure, ballpark it. Like, you need to understand, okay, is this the best possible property I can get with the money I have right now and the situation I'm in? But don't over scrutinize the details when it comes to that. Do that with your second property. Right? When you're buying your second home, then yeah, go into a little more detail. Think about it like, oh, is this a good investment? Because that's what we call an investment property. By law, that's an investment property. Your primary residence is the first home that you bought where your name is under. Your second home counts as an investment property. Now we're getting into the details of property investment, but just understand that when you're buying your first house, it's probably in your best interest to chill the fuck out. Nia says, hey Rose, do you have any recommendations for Finance 101? I don't know anything about it yet, but I'm curious for the first steps since it's important. I don't feel comfortable giving you guys any financial advice, as like I have to sign contracts with my clients for agency contracts before I can even, you know, sit down and advise them. Everything I'm saying right now is very like easily accessible stuff as well, and I just want you guys to have a basic understanding of Tectone's situation. That's why I'm sharing all this stuff. But like some generic advice that I've told my clients as well, and this is just like, you guys would be like, oh well, no shit, Walrus, but you know, finding a good job is probably the first step to any, like, don't think about like, oh my god, I need to get into the S&P 500, I need to invest in ETFs like cryptocurrencies, I need to get in some of that dividend yield investment. You guys are like, if you don't even have, let's say, $4,000 a month worth of income, that's way too early to think about any of that stuff. Sure, you can start investing when you're making like $1,000, $2,000. That's great, but for the most part, people are never going to be able to sustain their livelihood off of a $1,000, $2,000 income. All of this stuff comes after you are making a consistent and stable income. That always comes first. You need to have a chicken so it can lay eggs for you. Don't worry about what kind of eggs you want when you don't even got a chicken. Okay, I get it. Hens lays the egg, not chickens. All right, don't scrutinize on the frickin' details. If you don't like worry about the color of the egg that your hen is gonna hatch when you don't even have a goddamn hen yet. Henoji says 4K, no young person makes it. Okay, I'm talking about the West. If you're in the East, like if you're in the Southeast Asia, you need to find like you need to be making medium income. What is the median? Let's just take the Philippines for example. What is the median Philippine income? Wait, really? The average income in Philippines is 15,200 PHP or $308. No, I'm from the USA. Yeah, I know 4K is not an easy number to reach. No, I'm just saying, find the median income. What is the median US income? Median US income. 31,133. God damn, that is tragically low. How are people ever going to... I feel so bad. Listen, like my hearts go out to you people. Like honestly, I feel so damn bad for this generation of people, because realistically you guys will never be able to afford a home. Realistically speaking, it'll never happen for like 85 to 90% of you guys. It'll never happen. Not with this kind of income average. With the due respect, I think you should back up a bit from us getting some distortion sometimes. Oh yeah, because I talk too loud. I understand. No problem. It's hard to escape the middle class. Yeah, at this point, it's not happening for most people, and I say this very sincerely. Unless you do something very different. Listen, even if you work in like tech industries and you make $100,000 a month, I mean $100,000 a year, it's gonna be tough. Hongless is right now you need to go into a home with at least 2 income, if not 3 or 4. Like you can't buy a house with a single income anymore. Yeah. If you don't make, like if your household don't make at least $8,000 to $9,000 a month, your household, not you, the household don't make at least 8 to 9,000 a month, you cannot realistically like support, like have comfortable living with a home. If you make 8 to 9,000 as a between the two of you, yeah, you can live nicely without a home. You can just rent for the rest of your life. You'll live fine. I feel bad. I've also helped a lot of first-time buyers who can barely afford a one unit apartment, and it's truly it's something that the current situation, and also with the inflation going on right now, and oh my god, and governments raising tax rates. Yeah, F in the chat for everyone, really. F in the chat for all millennials, Gen Zs. Gen Zs don't even know what's about to hit them, really. Really, Gen Zs don't really know how bad they have it. Like, give it another like 10 years, and Gen Zs will realize how waist deep in shit they all are. I'm paying 610 a month for one bedroom in the Midwest. You just have to live where no one wants to live. It's best to find like a job you can do online, and I do think in the future there will be a lot more job opportunities where you can work online and remote, and I think that's going to take a lot of pressure off of people like going into the big cities, right? Juan says, like any of my peers who could afford a house right now, they bought one with their significant other. Only a couple who worked in tech was able to even afford a house. Yeah, like if you work in tech, let's say both of you work in tech, you both make over 100,000 a year. You have this, let's say realistically, you can save like 50% of that, right? So every year between the two of you, you can save $100,000. Let's say you want to buy a home in any of the tech cities. Because you're not working in tech in the middle of Alabama. Let's be honest. You're not going to be making $150,000 working in like some tech industry in Alabama. It's not happening. You're probably in the Silicon Valley. You're probably in one of these big major cities. So if you want to buy a home in these cities, chances are they're going to like be going for like $800,000 to up to $1 million. And for down payments, you need to save up like 30 to 40%, depending on where you are. 30% is usually how much. So let's say you buy a house that's 1.5 million and you want to save a third. That's $500,000. It's going to take two people working a high-paying tech job 5 years of saving, hard saving, to save up $500,000 to spend on a property. Just for perspective. And that's with these people living frugally, right, in the city that they're living in. Not everyone, unfortunately, will inherit money, especially Gen Z. Yeah. So, best of luck to everybody. No, really. I think it sucks that I have to bring this up when we're like supposed to be escaping from reality here, talking about Genshin and community drama, but talking about this stuff really depresses a lot of people because it puts you back into reality in a way where you have to understand most people are not going to make it out of this very smoothly. Is this only in the US? I mean, it's happening in many countries, but there are like some countries where housing is still relatively affordable. But yeah, like I mean, even in the US, there are some states, some cities where you can still probably get a home for like what, $200,000, which if you make like $3,000 a month, $200,000 is not crazy, right? The world is practically in a recession. Yeah, it's happening. Here where I am, it's very expensive to buy a house, and expensive is also relative, right? Like looking at the Philippine average income of $308 a month, if you ask them to fork over like $500,000, like it's never happening, never, ever. Augustus Magnus says, I'm 21 this year, and in Gen Z, I can see already that even making twice minimum wage is not enough anymore for even one person. And I also know that it was the boomers who made things this way. Yes. We're in unprecedented times, people. Really, if you guys want the best for yourselves, it's probably smart to pick up more work while you can. Like, let's say if you're young and you are capable, pick up more work, save as much money as you can. At the worst case scenario, yeah, just save it, let it sit in your bank if you don't know what to do with it. But having some money saved away, it's gonna be worth it. Like 100%. Like, it's sure we can sit here and cry about like how boomers ruined it for you guys, but at the end of the day, what is something you guys can do? If you don't have any true skills, like work 2 jobs, leverage more hours when you're still in your 20s and young, and you can like pull all-nighters and still function. When you're in your 30s and 40s, you can't even do that anymore. Riona says, no offense, Warriors, I think you are a boomer, right? Like, I would like to not associate with my fellow boomers, but yes, you can call me a boomer, but I know it's unfair. I can safely sit here and tell you guys it's unfair. It's not fair. But it's the cards that your generation was dealt with, and my best advice is that take up as much work as you can when you're still young. In the worst case scenario, all the work that you're doing will be able to be leveraged into work experience going forward to help you secure a better job. Everybody in chat right now, you guys are in direct competition with each other. Take a hard look up and down, people. Those are the people who you will be fighting with for job positions, for future opportunities. You guys right now might be shaking hands, embracing each other, but there will come a day when you will be at each other's throats for a job position. Because there's going to be more for you guys to worry about than just income. Security is also something that a lot of people struggle with. Like, I've met people who say like, oh, you know, I make good money every now and then. I work based off of commissions. I can get a really big paycheck, but there will be like sometimes a year or 2 years in a row where my income kind of drops by 80%. Well, how the fuck are you going to sustain a mortgage that way? And also, people, you always have to spend and live a life that is to your financial capabilities. If you make $3,000 a month, let's be honest, you're not going to be living in Silicon Valley or New York City, living the life with Starbucks in hand every day, going out clubbing every night. It's not happening. Live the life that your income allows you to live. The world will never force you into poverty as long as you don't give up. No, really, like, at worst, you can work at McDonald's for the rest of your life and you can probably like survive. But, you know, why put yourself in that situation when you can now leverage your youth, work more hours, be a little, you know, have a little more agency in an awareness of your position in society right now and prepare for the future, right? It's a lot of you guys are still very young, I can tell. Very young people, full of, you know, hope, aspirations. Maybe not, but hopefully you guys are remaining positive and willing to put in the hours. Save money. Your 20s and 30s are not a time when you should be spending money. Super W McBoots is YouTube your side gig then? Yes, I've been saying this for a very long time. YouTube is my side gig. I work as a real estate agent. Okay? Yes, hate on me all you will. I know a lot of people hate lawyers, hate real estate agents, they hate dentists. The trifecta of scam industries. But Sleeping Fox TV says, I'm 26 and I save a good amount working hard, making a decent wage. But honestly, it's all a scam. And if you're devoting your time to a business, you deserve a living wage. If you don't work, you hard. then that's their problem for not having efficient work and profits. Like, how should I say this? Jabba needs to pee. Jabba needs to pee. Bomba! Bomba, Jabba needs to pee! Oh, Jabba. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's go. I'll be back, chat. I'll be back. She just woke up from a nap. She needs to poo, probably. Ooh. Okay, Beluga Chan took over. Oh. I was right. She bolted out and instantly peed. Ah. Well, so what do people say? Who tells us streaming life lessons? Marcus Bollocks says, man, I hate that the human and animals have to release waste. Man really walked out with his headset on. Yeah, the headset never leaves. It's part of me. Yeah, she's still a puppy. Fallen says water sauce right now that she'll be once she grew up. Puppy does need to go potty. When yeah, after she naps, she always has to pee. Always. Uh, Ernov says, I think I've asked before, but do you know anything about the UCC becoming a creditor and reclaiming your strawman? I've been having this, but haven't acted on it. I don't know much about that. Sorry. The 2.8 puzzles are hard. Well, I'm screwed. Well, I'm absolutely screwed. Moonlight says, I'm literally spending 2 hours solving that puzzle. My battery from 100% to 50%. Yeah, and people were making fun of me when I got stuck on puzzles for 2 hours. Ah, who's laughing now? When puzzles get too hard, everybody's stuck for 2 hours. Juanle says, but I like hard puzzles though. Damn. Juanle likes the brain challenge. For me, everything is a brain challenge. Henochi says, oh yeah, guys, don't wait until the last minute to do the archipelago. There's a ton of content in 2.8. Yeah, probably people are saying it's going to take me like 6 hours to finish it. Bro, I started to cry due to the puzzles. Yeah, when when they can't get you with the story content, get you with the puzzles, right? Yeah, we're gonna need PhDs for Sumeru puzzles. I'm so scared of Sumeru puzzles. I truly am. Riona says, I just had YouTube guides up for every puzzle at this point. Yeah, I think people can't honestly be sitting here solving all these puzzles by themselves. Very few people are. We need an Archon that can instantly solve puzzles. Yeah, you know that Archon, that like, yeah, you can get the Archon, but you're gonna require C4 to start instantly solving puzzles. But yeah, anyways, today's stream has gone on long enough. Thank you guys for staying around. And yeah, we got sidetracked a bit towards the end. Talked a little bit about real life stuff. Sorry to you know, to have to bring this stuff up. My goal is never to discourage people, never to really make you guys feel bad. But sometimes when these kind of things come up, it's just best that if it comes up, let's just get to the bottom of it. All right. Moonlight says, when you go into 24 live, maybe I'll set a goal. Right now, how many channel members we have? It's, you know, if I really have to start leveraging the channel members stuff. Let's see how many channel members. I might do a channel. I might do a 24-hour live when we reach how about 500 members. Yeah, we're at 135. If we reach 500, maybe I'll pin it somewhere. Maybe if we reach 500, I'll do a 24-hour live stream for you guys, and we can talk about anything you guys want. Walrus, are you a Marvel fan? Yes, I am. In fact, yesterday I went to watch a Marvel movie. Oh, Jabba. Oh, Jabba, you want to say goodbye to chat? Okay, come here. Come here, Jabba. Come. Yes, good girl. Oh. Jabba's here to say bye, chat. I've grown so much in the last week. Good girl. Very good girl. Oh, so good. Oh, Jabba, good girl. Jabba's here to say bye, chat. We will see you on Saturday, where once again you will see how much bigger Jabba has become. Look how big she is now. Jesus. I'm having the time of my life, people. Yeah, she's not even 3 months old. Can you guys believe that? She's not even 3 months old yet. Damn, she's huge. Okay, people. Yeah, hope you guys are excited to see her grow up. Eventually she'll get so big, I probably won't be able to pick her up. But I think just for her standing up, you guys can see how big she is in the future. Right, Jabba? Good girl. Good girl. Okay. I'll see you guys on Saturday, okay? See you guys on Saturday. Oh, Jabba. Oh, good girl, good girl. Till then, urge you all to stay safe. Peace, peace, and bye.